Okay, it seems that we are online. Hello, guys. Glad to see you here. Please, just as always, let me know that you can see my screen, you can see me, that you can hear me, everything is fine, and we can start. Maybe just put some pluses, just as always, in live streaming channel or even on YouTube. So I will know that everything is fine. Good. Nice. I can see activity in both channels. That's cool. But I have a small ask to you. It's really difficult to look at multiple sources of your channels. So from the next stream, I will take a look only at live streaming channel in Discord. So if you join the course, you should be already there, and it's not a problem. At least it shouldn't be a problem for you. But yeah, today I promise to try. I do not promise to do it, but I promise to try to take a look at YouTube comments too. But it's really better to ask in live streaming channel. Okay, so what we are going to do today? We are going to review your first assignment solution. We are going to review Node.js basics solution, and yeah, you have a pretty good cross-check manual, so I will not focus on points, scoring, checking that this pull request doesn't have deadline issues and so on. So I think what is important that I will take a look at the code and give you some advices on how to improve it from my subjective point of view, but still it may be useful for you. And I'm not going to do some stuff like comprehensive testing of this solution. So maybe I missed something. It's okay. You can highlight issues you see on the screen in chat, just as always. Okay, so what we are going to review. Let's begin from file system assignments because we will follow the order of the task. And let's take a look at create.js function. It should create new file fresh.txt with certain content and should throw error if this file doesn't exist. Sorry, doesn't exist, but already exists. Okay, let's take a look at create.js. We can see here function create. Okay, signature is not broken, and we use student use write file API from Node core module fs. Okay, I left some comments. I will time up to time switch between my version and student version. And first thing that is important, that student used Node protocol here. You can see that it's not just FS promises and it's not just pass. It's started with Node, which is important and recommended by Node.js documentation since version 14, if I'm not mistaken, because it's immediate when you use Node protocol of import, it's immediately clear that this is a built-in Node.js module that you import, and given how many of them now exist, that's useful information. So this is recommended way to do it. No objections, just thumbs up for using this way of importing stuff. And yeah, what is also good that some data that is static, like messages and so on, this is moved outside of the function. This is also a good way to define some constants. But we can improve some stuff. You can see that create is asynchronous function. Yeah, it's explicitly mentioned because it uses async keyword before its definition, and here student used callbacks API style using catch, which is callbacks API, and I would suggest to not mix async await syntax with older callbacks promises API. Okay, I know that you can get data using then callback. You have this catch API call. You can use finally as well if you didn't, just in case if you didn't know. But it's really better to have a consistent style, and you can do the same stuff using I don't know, try. Okay, my IDE did it for me. Yeah, so when you await in promise, you have synchronous error, which can be caught by catch block here. So this code is more plain, and it's consistent with style. So it's better to use it. Everything else is just fine. We provide file path to our file. We will take a look at utils folder a bit later to check how this get path data works. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty simple, and you have this flag wx, which throws error if file already exists. So you don't need to check file existence by separated API call, and maybe later I will explain you why. But okay, pretty simple. I think there is no questions here, so let's move to the next one. Okay, next task according to assignment is copy. You should just implement function that copies files directory. You had it predefined with some files inside. So you just have to create a files copy folder, and it should have the same content as files folder. And yeah, it should work recursively. It means that if I have some nested folders with files or nested subfolders, it should be copied as well. So everything is pretty same here. So we just use Node.js API. Yeah, we have a CP function which receives source, destination, and you have some options like recursive, which do it outside of the box for you, so you don't need to like manually go through all this recursive tree. You can just provide this option, and Node.js will do it for you. I think this is pretty cool. And yeah, error on exist throws errors, throw error if destination already exists, and force false means that if it exists, we should not overwrite it. Yeah, I left the same comments here. Yeah, only about a mix of async await with callbacks APIs. Pretty simple as well. Let's move on to the next one. We have rename function, which should rename wrong file name, this one, to proper file name. You can see that it's not really txt file. I mean, yeah, it's a totally valid txt file, but you can see that it has markdown syntax, so you have to rename it, including extension, to markdown file. And yeah, it should throw error if proper file already exists. And of course, it should throw error if wrong file name doesn't exist. So let's take a look at the implementation. We can see that file is checked for source and destination. Yeah, we check that source file exists, then we check that target file exists, and if source doesn't exist or target already exists, we throw error. Otherwise, we use rename file. I'm not sure why do we need this. Okay. We rename from Node core module to rename file because we already have rename in current scope. Okay. Good. In general, this is fine, but oh, okay. Maybe you know what is the problem with this code. I will wait for your answers in live streaming channel or in YouTube chat. Let's give it 30 seconds. I mean with selected lines. Don't be shy to answer even if you think your answer is wrong. We will have some games with audience today. At least I hope so. If you paid good attention to my comment that appeared for a few seconds, you already know the answer, but still. Okay, someone is typing. Let's wait. Student with nickname Hakim, if I spelled it correctly. We have question from YouTube. What is the purpose of the course? Purpose of the course is to learn Node.js basics and basics of backend development. Here is a live stream for reviewing of first task solution. Mixed promise? No, it's not about mixed promise. Maybe sync function and block. Okay, it's not synchronous functions, it returns promise. They need to be executed in the same time. Yes, student with nickname diarrhea is absolutely correct. Delay in milliseconds is also another delay in millisecond is also kind of correct answer, but yeah, main point was about that these two operations, they are independent of each other. Okay, presence of source doesn't depend on presence of destination. So if we want to check both, we can do it in parallel. So we can just do some wrapping in promise all, and these two operations will be executed at the same time. In this implementation, we wait for first operation to complete successfully before we move forward, so we don't need it. Okay, and yeah, here we have this mix of async await with callbacks API style. I will not point you at this anymore, but still I left these comments just in case. So in general, logic seems to be correct, because if source doesn't exist or target already exists, then we throw error. Another good comment was about delay. If I get it correctly, Alexander meant that if you check that some stuff exists or doesn't exist, you do it by certain API call, yes, and after even 1 millisecond, someone can remove this file and or add file that shouldn't exist, and you perform check check it passed successfully, and after that you still get error because if your application has multiple users or processes that can affect it, you can still fail. So yeah, in general it's recommended to use such operations the way where it has only one API call. Yeah, so I assume that if source doesn't exist, you can double check in Node.js documentation, but I assume that if it doesn't exist, then error is thrown automatically, and you don't need two API calls. About is file exist for destination, to be honest, I'm not sure that rename doesn't create file automatically, and you can do it using Node.js API. So if it doesn't work this way, you can implement some, I don't know, logs for file or at your application level, maybe you should log file from being modified by another processes. If you want to prevent such situation in real world, but for our assignment, it's okay to check destination if rename file doesn't throw error on existence of it. Yeah, probably that's all for rename. Let's switch back to students version and let's check next function. And next function is delete. So it should simply delete file to remove and throw error if file to remove doesn't exist. So we have here RM API call from FS core module. In general, you could use unlink as well. These are a bit different, but they do pretty same stuff. They differ on what shell API is used under the hood. And in general, RM API has more options, but both RM or unlink are correct. So we have paths to files that we should remove. We use recursive true, which is also okay because RM may accept folders with nested trees, and we don't expect errors in this case. But yeah, this is also about a single API call and nothing else. And also don't forget about not mixing styles. Okay, next one is list.js. It should print array of file names from files folder into console, and if files folder for some reason doesn't exist, then it should throw error. Okay, so we check that folder exists separately, and if folder doesn't exist, we throw error. Otherwise, we use readdir API, and then we log files. I assume that logger, this is just some wrapper around console. Yes. Okay. Maybe it's a bit complicated, but still. But let's check whether we have error if we try to just read some folder content without prior check. Let's comment these lines and let's run corresponding script fs list npm run fs list. Okay, it works correctly, which is kind of expected. Let's rename our folder. I don't know, let's add another letter at the end. Yeah, you can see that read directory throws error itself if it can't read, if it can't resolve path to folder which it expected to read. So yeah, this is about our delay in millisecond question. You should avoid double operations between first one and next one. There can be changes that makes your first check just I don't know, not very reliable, let's say so. Everything else is just fine. Okay, let's check last one from FS module. It's read.js. It simply reads file content and prints it into console. So we get passed to file to read.txt. We expect to see my content should be printed into console, in console. And we use read file API here and log content if everything is fine. Otherwise, we throw error. Let's check that it works. Okay, it's printed into console. Everything is fine. Okay, we are done with FS module now, and you can ask your questions. Maybe you have some questions to these specific functions. And we also have comment in YouTube, promise may not be resolved. Good point, actually. Promise may not be resolved. Yeah, in this specific case, if error is thrown, sorry, it was about rename. Yeah, if error is thrown, any error here means that we are not good to go, and we just throw our error with message fs operation failed. But yeah, you can handle the case when promises are rejected. You can use not promise all, but promise all settled API, which returns to you value if everything is correct. And error or cause, I don't remember exactly, for failed one. So you can make more, let's say, smart logic here if you need it. FS promises, okay, we have question in live stream channel. FS promises rename, perhaps no additional check is needed, and it will skip the check if the file that needs to be renamed doesn't exist. Yeah, I was I was talking exactly about this, that for source it's probably not needed, because if we have nothing to rename, we just will have error. But probably okay, guys, Tolkien is cheap. Let's let's show you the code. Okay, let's remove this check, and let's remove this one as well, and let's try to pm run fs rename. Okay, it was renamed, and let's try to do this rename again. Oh, okay. Source file doesn't exist, target file doesn't exist. Okay, this is because source file doesn't exist. Okay, let's restore wrong file name.txt, and fingers crossed, but I assume that we will not have error. Yeah, as I mentioned, if we already have proper file name, it's not covered by Node.js by default. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. And let's move to the next section. It's about working with command line interface, or CLI. You learned how to pass environment variables and command line options to your Node.js process. Okay, firstly, let's take a look at environment variable stuff. So you had to implement functions that parses environment variables passed to process, and if environment variable has a prefix RSS with underscore, you should print this variable name with its value into console. So let's see how it works. npm run CLI env. Okay, you can see that if we provided variables with value variable sum with value any, RSS foo with value bar, or RSS bar with value bus, correct variables were printed into console, which is pretty good, I guess. Not much objections from my side here. I only see that there are too many inline operations, so we get key value pairs from process env property, then we filter it, then we map values to our desired format, then we concatenate it again with our delimiter, and probably this could be split into some variables. Yeah, and also this happens inside of login operation, so maybe we should have at least I don't know, a message variable which contains message to print, and the second operation is to log this message, because putting everything in one place makes it more complicated from my point of view. But in general, it works as expected. Okay, about command line arguments, it's passed as array of arguments. So if some arguments are passed like this, some argument with value, another argument with value, and another argument with value, you will receive array with this string, this one, sorry, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So you have to do some manual logic here. But you should know that from a newer version of Node.js, you have inbuilt parser of command line options. So you can do it both ways. Maybe you can use our old beloved JavaScript, or you can use this core API. So we get key value pairs, we exclude even ones, sorry, but we leave even ones, and then we map our properties, our command line options to their values. So let's see how it works. CLI args. Okay, some arg is value 1, other is 1337, arg2 is 42. Everything works correctly here. Once again, I don't remember whether I left. Yeah, same problem here. Everything in one place. Maybe you can put it to few variables, but logic itself is just fine. And question to the audience: why do we need this process argv slice 2? Why do we need to take command line arguments from third item? Maybe you know it. What do we have at the beginning of process argv? I highlighted correct answer to you for a few seconds. Yeah, it seems that we... Okay, we have some comments in YouTube. Alex said that it's not very reliable because it can be easily broken. But purpose of this task was not to create some comprehensive and error-prone solution. We only had to take a look at how command line options are passed into Node.js process, and that's all. Yeah, it's not super reliable. It's okay. Okay, one answer into first one is passed to executive file and second is passed to file. It's in general correct. Yeah, first option is first member of array is passed to Node.js binary, which executes Node.js for you. Second one is passed to file that you execute, source of your Node.js process, and third item and subsequent items are command line arguments. Yeah, Vladimir, you are correct. We need only command line arguments that we passed. We don't use pass to Node.js binary or to current file in any way. So yeah, maybe just some people, they are doing it automatically and they are not curious why do we need it at all. But now you know, or you already knew. Who knows? Okay. This is it about second section, and next one is about modules. So as you already know, or maybe you you knew it before, Node.js supports two types of modules for JavaScript. It's CommonJS modules and ECMAScript modules. ECMAScript modules are newer. CommonJS modules are more historical, but still you can see it in many places. It's still in production, it's still working, it's still in a way simpler than ECMAScript modules, but anyway new code should use ECMAScript modules, not CommonJS modules, except the cases where it's not compatible with, I don't know, your runtime environment or something like this. I guess we need original file here, so I'm doing some magic in the background to get original file content. Okay, so source.js, let's put it to the right and let's put our updated version to the left. Okay, so what do you see here? You can see that we have some imports that are written in CommonJS notation, but they are a bit different and represent options that you can use to import your Node.js module. Yeah, first one is import of default export of this module. So when we import it like this, just putting it into variable, we import whole pass module content, and you can access specific properties with dot notation. Yeah, you can have access to everything we have in pass module. We can have named imports, like we need to import specific functions, for example, release or version from OS module, and we can use import with renaming. Yeah, we just import create server, but we map it to create a server's TCP function, and we use it as create server's TCP, which is actually just a JavaScript destructure assignment, but nobody cares. And also we can import some Node.js module. It means that its code is executed, but you don't put anything in scope of your current module. You can see that here is c.js, which just prints value into console, and it doesn't do anything else. So if you import this module, you will have a message in console. Okay, so we have first challenge was about importing certain JSON module conditionally. Yeah, we have mass random API call, which returns you some random. Okay, it's not random, it's pseudo random value. I mean, it's not cryptographically random, which is important to know if you build some systems where you need really random numbers. It depends on your CPU load, frequency, and so on, current time, something else. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's not really random. So if this mass random API call, which returns you random value from 0 to 1, returns you more than 0.5, you should require a JSON, otherwise you should require b JSON. So in common JS modules, you can require stuff, you can import stuff not only at the top of the file, but you can do it everywhere you want. So you can do it conditionally, for example. You can do it inside of if-else block. You can do it import stuff inside of functions and so on. But if you will try to do same thing inside of ECMAScript module, you will get error, because ECMAScript modules should be imported at the top of the file. It can be imported conditionally, so you need to do something else. That's why we have a thing named dynamic imports. So it has this syntax. You call import as a function. Yeah, you provide a pass to your module and some additional options if you need it. And you should use it with await, because it's imported asynchronously. And thanks to top level await, in ECMAScript modules, there is important feature. We can use await at the top level of the module. We do not need to put everything in some asynchronous function. You can do it in the same. You can implement it as the same one-liner as here. What is import here? It's called as a function. Is it really function? How do you think? Yeah, it was a question to the audience. One more. Because this stuff is sometimes asked at Core.js interviews, or maybe not JS interviews, as a tricky question when you don't know what to ask. Okay, I don't see answers, so I will answer myself. Import here is not a function. Yeah, this is just a specific syntax. This is a reserved keyword, but it's not a function. Okay, just trust me and remember it. Okay, what else do we have here? We have some calls of these APIs to ensure it works. And you can see that we have file name and dir name values with 2 underscores. This is also one of the differences between common JS modules and ECMAScript modules, because in common JS modules, module content is wrapped inside of some function which accepts file name and dir name as its arguments. Yeah, but if you will try to refer to file name or dir name values in ECMAScript modules, you will get error. So it means that you should build it yourself. How can you do it? You have import can not be only used as function, let's say. It also have some metadata, some properties. So you have import meta URL, which means that this is a URL to your current module. And using this get pass data util, you can perform this operation. So basically we have a file URL to pass to transform this URL to pass using core API from Node URL module. And after that, you have dir name API inside of pass module to get base name of this file. Yeah, so if you have, for example, if you have a file C in files folder, then you will have full pass to file C, and this API call will return you pass to files folder, not to specific file. So that's how we do it. But we cannot do it outside of this module because we need import meta URL from current module. if you will try to not to implement this function without any arguments, you will get the wrong path, because it will get a path of the module where this function located. For example, if we used import meta URL here, we will get we would get a path to utils module. Can we use new URL? Yeah, you can use URL. There are different ways to get a path to certain module in Node.js. It's really up to you. Okay, next one is about creation of simple HTTP server, and we export this server as sorry, I had to open ECMAScript module here. So you can see that we define my server, and then we export it as named export. So here we can do it in two ways. We can just try to export it inline. It will be exported as named export, or we can do it like this. Export default. Oh, sorry, no. I am not correct. We overwrite in default export like this. So we can do it the same way it was done in CommonJS modules, or we can export it in line. Both options are correct. And to be honest, this one is preferable, because we immediately see that this value is exported. We do not need to scroll to the bottom of the file. So let's check both solutions. src modules esm.js. Okay, you can see that everything works just fine. Okay, and let's try to run another file. Okay. I have type module here, so by default my beloved Node.js treats this file with JS extension and ECMAScript modules, and that's why we have error. To explicitly say that we are working with CommonJS module, we should change extension to CJS, and it should work fine. Module not found, file CJS. Why CJS? Okay. It also expects that we will have CommonJS module here. But yeah, this file also works just fine. So everything is correct. Minor suggestion from my side is to not use helper functions here, because you have files that contains all necessary logic inside of it, so probably you shouldn't use external util functions here, but it's minor. Okay, let's move on to the next section. This is about implementation of hash function. So this function accepts a file that it needs to calculate hash for, and it should create SHA 256 hash for it. So you probably already know why do we need it. We often need it to check that control sum of the file is correct. It means that a file is not broken or changed in some way. So if hashes match, then we can assume that we are working with exact file we need. So how do we do it? We create a hash instance, and after that we create a readable stream that reads a file from reads our file for hashing by chunks. And after that we can do many things. We can pipe this readable stream readable stream into hash, which acts as a transform stream in this case. We can do asynchronous iteration over it, and after that we can just log our hash. Let's check how it works. npm run hash. Okay, it works just fine. You can see that hash is calculated, and if we change the file, you can see that we have different hash. So that's why change detection by hash works very nice. Of course, if we have a good hash function, because a good hash function should have minimal probability of collisions. Yeah, what is collision? Collision is when hash function returns the same hash for different input data. But SHA 256 is a good hashing function, so we are pretty safe here. Okay. Yeah, we had a message in YouTube that import is not really a function, it's a special syntax. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, you could see that we used readable stream here. Let's take a look at Streams API. Streams are a very important concept that allows you to not load data fully before you can work with it. It allows you to work with some data sources chunk by chunk, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure you would not be happy if you had to download full cinema before you can watch it. So in your browser you definitely work with streams when you can see different fragments of the video without waiting too much time. Okay, so what do we do? We have some pre-written API in FS module, like create read stream, create write stream. It also works on top of streams module. I mean this Node stream core module, but it creates a simple readable and writable stream for you. So what do? We open a readable stream. We pipe it into process std out, which is a standard output stream for your CLI. And after that, we write into process std out a symbol of new line, because when you write something into process std out, it doesn't do it automatically. We can comment this line to see what I mean now. What is pipeline? Pipeline is one of the ways to connect different streams, to pipe one stream into another without complex using complex syntax. You can do it different ways, because you can create readable stream, you can subscribe on data event of the stream instance, yeah, and on each data event you can push data into process std out manually. It would work as well, but if all what you need is to put data from some source to destination, you can use pipeline. It's simpler. And yes, you already use pipeline from promises. From stream promises, it means that this pipeline version is promisified. It's not callback based, so you can use try catch here as well. Let's check that it actually works. pm run stream read. Streams. You can see that we have file content of file to read, and our cursor is automatically put on the new line. If we would remove this process std out write, then you can see that It's weird that I actually don't see content of the file. Yeah, but it was expected that you will see this text near your cursor. Okay, let's take a look at next one. Here we are going to do things vice versa. Previously we read content of the file and put it into console. Now we get data from console and put it into file. So what do we need? We do the same stuff. We only need a destination of our file. We need path to file, and we create writable streams that will write to our destination. And here we also using pipeline. So here is our source, process stdin, which is a standard input stream for CLI, and it passes data to our file this way. So let's run another script. You can see that file to write is empty now. So we can type some data, AAA. Okay, you can see that I put some data in console and then I press enter, but for some reason it doesn't appear in our file to write immediately, at least. Why it happens? How do you think? Or at least why it might happen? This is about how streams works. Important aspect of underlying implementation of every stream. Don't worry if you don't know. This is kind of advanced question for those of you who actually read Node.js documentation about streams, or maybe watched my stream about streams in learning materials. By the way, I can't exclude probability that we do not see this content because IDE doesn't update it immediately, but it also might happen because before pushing data to destination, data is buffered inside of the stream. So every stream has internal buffer which collects data, and you can specify size of this buffer by using high watermark option, and only when data is collected till high watermark level, it will be pushed to destination. This is done to make some optimization because you do not want to push your data very often. It would be really mess. Chunk size, make chunks and send them like water to the file. Yeah, you have a point. In general, it works kind of like that. Okay, let's take a look at the last one for streams. It's about using transform stream. Transform stream is kind of duplex stream which has two sides, readable and writable side. So you can see that we create transform stream using new transform syntax. You can also create, alternatively, you could create a class that extends transform stream from node stream module. So what do we need to meet Node.js convention for transform streams? We at least should have a transform method which will do your transformation magic. So it accepts a chunk of data, it accepts encoding, and it should call back when your transformation work is done. So what happens here? First of all, chunk can be either a string if you specified it, or a buffer. So you need to transform it to string before you can work with it as with string. Then we split it, then we do it's transformed into array, then we reverse this array, and then we concatenate this array again. I'm pretty sure you solved many of tasks like this, but it was not the purpose. It was just a simple logic of transformation. And after that, you do this push, which actually pushes the data into internal buffer, and then you call callback and it releases your data. And you can see that we pass streams in pipeline in correct order. So source of data is process std in, because we receive input from CLI. After that, transform stream appears because it should accept data from process std in, and then transform stream passes data into process std out. So it should work. It should work completely correctly. Let's check it. I made a typo. Transform. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can see that it's opposite. Okay, it works just fine. Let's take a look at next one. Here we compress and decompress file. So it comes after you worked with streams, and there is no magic for you here. So what happens here? We get pass to file that we need to compress. We need to get pass to our destination, and after that we create 3 streams, just like in previous assignment. Yeah, we create readable stream to our source. We create write stream to our destination. We use create gzip API call that creates transform stream for you from Node core module zlib. And after that, we put it in pipeline in proper order. And simple as that. npm run zip. Zip compress. So you can see that archive gz is created. And even if we remove file to decompress, we can use decompress. That will restore our original file. You can see that even Git doesn't show changes, so it means that files are identical. And yeah, if we are talking about decompress, it's pretty same, except that we use a different transform stream. We use create gnzip. Simple as that. Okay, now we are moving to advanced section. You need to know how to put some work outside of your main thread and scale your application. That's why using pure Node.js API without external tools. So first thing is about worker threads. So what do we have here? We have let's switch to student version. Okay, so we had a function ends Fibonacci here. You can see that it's done in very bad way because it function calls itself recursively 2 times on each call, so it has a very bad complexity, and that's why it was done intentionally. Yeah, I know about formulas and so on. It was done intentionally because we need to simulate some hard from performance standpoint, some stuff that requires a lot of performance calculations. So it should accept number which is input data from main thread, and it should send a result of its work from worker to main thread. So how it works here? Let me close other tabs because it's confusing. You can see that inside of the worker we have worker data. worker data can be used to receive our data from main thread. And we have parent port as well. And using parent port post message, we can send data to main thread from our worker. Let's see how it works from main file. You can see that we get CPU's length. We get pass to worker. We have some constant that indicates starting value for our Fibonacci function, and after that you should create one worker for each CPU core. So you create worker, you subscribe on message event, and after you get this data from worker, you can send it you can use it in main thread, because this worker instance, it's inside of main thread. This syntax is confusing a bit, so probably it would be better to write something like that. In general it works correctly. We create array of promises, and then we resolve it, and after that, because we put data in array, response from each worker will be put on proper place. Okay, let's run this script. npm run wt. You can see that numbers are increased. So we started from 10, after that 11, 12, and so on. So if we would start with bigger value, I'm pretty sure that we will have to wait some time. No, I have very performant laptop. You can see delay. Okay. Yeah, and you can see that we are waiting some time if we are calculating Fibonacci numbers starting from 50. Okay. In general, everything here works correctly. If you need to handle some errors of your worker, you can subscribe to error event. You can subscribe to exit event, which means that your worker is done and has exited. But for purpose of this exercise, it's just enough. Let me check whether I left some comments here. I assume not. It was. I only left comment about naming. Please avoid generic naming like data. Okay, this is number here. Maybe it makes sense from some point of view, because we really pass this as worker data, but in general, it would be better to be a bit more specific about what you are working with. Okay, no questions to worker threads, and let's take a look at last one. It's about child processes. So your task was to okay. One important note about worker threads. You do not have to create two separated files. Okay, you have some flag. Yeah, is main thread or is worker, or only is main thread. I don't remember exactly. Maybe child processes have two flags. So you can write logic for your worker and for main thread inside of the same file. So you just write if is main thread, and you do some stuff for main thread. In else block, you write code for worker thread. I just put it into separated files for better visibility, for convenience, but it's not necessary, just in case. Okay, let's move to child processes. You had to spawn a child process, which also should be based on the script.js here, and it should have communication with main process. It should accept some arguments from this main process, and also if we pass close value to our child process, it should close. So it's in general some echo process which also has some logic inside. You shouldn't change script.js. Your task was only to write spawning process code. Here student used fork API, which from my point of view the best way to do it, because fork is designed specifically to create Node.js processes. Yeah, just in case you can create any processes you need. It can be just a process that will perform some CLI operations for you. It can be processes based on other data sources. So you could use spawn API as well. Yeah, but it would be more complex. But fork is designed specifically for Node.js process, and important thing that it creates inter-process communication by default. You do not need to do it manually. So let's check how it works. npm run cp. Okay, you can see that total number of arguments is 3 arguments. It's accepted from our child process. Yeah, it prints data into our stdout, because when we do fork, we connect stdout of child process to the stdout of main process. So we can put some data here, AAA. Okay, we can see that it works correctly. Let's check that close works correctly as well. Okay, on close, we close child process, inter-process communication is closed as well, and that's basically it. If I'm not mistaken, we can also subscribe to certain events for child process. For example, ID already suggests me some stuff. So yeah, we can subscribe on message event, we can subscribe on error event and handle error in child process. We can subscribe on close. For example, when child process is closed, you can see that handler for close event worked, and we have seen this message in console. But when we use fork, standard inputs and outputs are connected by default. Probably that's all. We reviewed everything that we had for this assignment, so this is pretty good work from my point of view. It uses unified practices. It has some reused modules in utils. Probably we do not need this wrapper, because it only throws error. So one line of throw new error or one line with calling throw error functions pretty same. Get pass data is good. Its file exists also fine, but you could use try catch with async await here as well, and logger with different types of console login. I'm curious whether we use other types of login. Message. I don't see it. So please follow principle Yagni. You ain't gonna need it. If you do not use different types of login, probably you do not need logger. You just need to use console log. And that's all. Make chunks and send is main thread. Yeah, but let's check whether we have two flags in child process, because as you may see, I don't remember whole documentation. Oh, it's really weird. Okay, my CLI doesn't suggest me anything. Let's check in Node.js documentation. Docs child processes is Some process. Okay, maybe maybe I'm just hallucinating. Ah, sorry, it was in cluster. Yeah, another thing. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys. This flags we have it in cluster module. You will work with it when you will work with simple CRUD API task. And you can see that isMaster was deprecated in version 16. And it was deprecated in favor cluster is primary, and we have cluster is worker flag, which is opposite. Yeah, cluster is also a very good and fancy API. It's built on top of child processes API, but yeah, that's why I'm hallucinating. In worker threads, we probably do not have it. Let's check it. Is internal thread. Ah, okay. Is main thread is internal thread. Okay, good. We have to flags for workers as well. Okay, it's good that we always learn something new. Okay, that's all for this assignment. If you have some questions, please ask them now. Otherwise, we will move to file manager assignment. I will give you some time to do it. I mean, ask your questions. I don't see it, so let's not waste time. I will take a look one more time after I will finish with task issuance. Okay, so in previous assignment, you used some important Node.js APIs, but you did it like on CodeWars or somewhere else. You didn't put all these pieces together really. Yeah, you just learned how to use them separately. Now you learn how to create your first, or maybe not first, but if this is first application, it will be a good one. You will build applications that uses all these APIs together. So, how it should work? It should work similar to Bash CLI. So you can see that we can, I don't know, list file content. We can read some. We can print some file content in console. Yeah, we can use navigation. And this file manager really mocks API of Bash. So no external dependencies allowed. Still 24 version of Node.js, and the program should be started using start script with provision of username as a command line argument. It should greet user using username provided here. So if it was provided, so if some username was provided, it should be used, or it should have some fallback for anonymous users. By default, it starts with your current working directory. I mean, if you run this. If you run this application inside of this folder, your virtual working directory should be inside of this folder. When application is closed, it should say goodbye to the user. Also, important thing is that this application should not break if some error appears. Yeah, you would not be happy if your favorite services would just crash and became non-responsible if some minor error appeared there. So in case if some error happens, then you should print operation failed in console, but application should continue working and should respond to valid commands. So you should implement some commands related to navigation. Okay, guys, probably please give me a second. I had some demo for you. I'm not sure it's working right now because I didn't test it on version 24 of Node.js, but it would be easier for you to understand what you need to implement if you see it. File manager. I don't really see it here. Probably it's not file manager. Okay. Okay, I will hide the implementation. Okay, them start username equals to. Oh, let's actually copy it from here. Okay, you can see that it's greeting us, and it's greeting us with username provided, and we are currently in our working directory. So we can try to get content of this directory. We can go upper, we can go to specific path. Let's read some, I don't know, some file content, which is not sensitive. I assume git ignore is safe. Okay. And we can do many different stuff. And you can see that if some error happens, for example, I put invalid command, or I want to go to non-existent path, we simply have invalid input or operation failed errors, and application still works. And when I exit, it just says goodbye to me using my username. So more about operations. You can see that we have some navigation operations. Go to certain directory, go upper, list files with their types this way. And we have operations that you are already familiar with. We can read file, we can create new file with specific name, we can create new directory, we can rename file, we can copy file, we can move file, which means copy it from source to destination and remove it from source. We can delete file, which is like part of move functionality. We also can use some information about our system. Yeah, so let's run it one more time. Sorry. PM start undefined. You are currently in null. That's why I didn't really rely on this demo. Equals to Maxim. Okay, so we can have some operational system information. So we can get information about default end of line. We can get information about CPUs. We can get information about our home directory. We can get information about our username. I mean system username, not username provided on start of application. We can get information about CPU architecture. It's ARM64. And also you have pretty same operations that you was working with during your Node.js basics task. You should be able to calculate hash for file. Let's try to do it. Okay, let's try to calculate hash for git ignore. Okay. Sorry. Hash. You can see that I calculated hash for git ignore, and we should be able to compress and decompress this file. That's basically it. Do you have some questions to this task? I will take a look at the chat for like 2 minutes. Okay, how to make table like that? It looks good to me. Are these special characters? I will not exactly tell you, but I strongly recommend you to take a look at Node.js documentation. Specifically about constants, where you can find information how to make this pretty print in your console. It was question from YouTube, just in case. And in live stream channel we do not have questions and nobody is writing. So just as always, you can ask your questions inside of a dedicated channel in Discord, I mean task to file manager, and I will answer, I mean English category, because I don't answer to the questions in Russian category. So you can ask your questions there if you have some. Okay, so it was nice to see you. Yeah, thank you for your answers, for your solutions for review, for your activity, and have a great end of the evening. Have a good night. Bye bye.